Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. Within the next decade, I've asked, there are 5 corporations with market caps greater than $1 trillion each. Is it possible, therefore, that 5 separate blockchains have each amassed $1 trillion? Only 6.5% of those who voted were in favor. I concur with his assessment. And I seriously doubt it will take a decade. If you know what's happening now. Spot exchange-traded funds (ETFs) for cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum will be approved. A definition, please. That means this asset class will be traded on the world's largest capital market. Do you really believe that BlackRock Fidelity will only invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum and ignore the rest of the cryptocurrency market? Not that it matters to us or anything. Let Binance like Coinbase control it. You know, we're good with just 2, ain't gonna work like that. You need to start thinking this way because they will go after the larger cryptos, the ones with the most demand, especially from institutions and huge investors. It's unclear which digital currency will be the next to become an exchange-traded fund, ETF, and getting one approved in the United States could take some time. There will be an XRP ETF someday, I can tell you that much. It might not be the 3rd largest ETF, as some have speculated, because, as with everything else involving XRP, we have to fight for what we want. Cryptos will be available in large quantities after that. They'll have a smart contract ETF, where you can by buying that singular ETF and get exposure to Solana and Cardano, and a large portion of Cryptos as well as the polka dot pattern. It's going to be crazy, and there will be an exchange-traded fund, ETF, that lets you invest in RP, LM, and other payment cryptocurrencies. Now I understand. This isn't our cup of tea at all. We'd like to exercise self-custody and make use of blockchain technology. But a flood of new capital will soon be pouring into the market as a result of this development. Now is the time to evaluate stocks, properties, and even precious metals. To be honest, I believe there is a great deal of untapped potential in the cryptocurrency market. Get ready to go now. This is why you should always diversify, says my friend at Digital Asset News, and I'll give you this post as proof. In 2021, CoinGecko will have more than 3,000 listed cryptocurrencies. Have fail. Observe that. 3,322 cryptos. Incredibly cool. I have no idea what the point of so many of them is. In any case, I'll let you in on a little secret that goes beyond simple diversification. This is why I tend to favor well-established organizations with a solid track record and substantial resources. Obviously, the returns aren't as spectacular as they are with the gems, the small-cap stocks that can make you rich overnight. I get it. And that was enjoyable to me as well. But there's going to be so much growth even for the granddaddy of them all. Bitcoin will grow faster than the housing market. Bitcoin is the simplest and largest investment that will outperform the S&P 500 and other conventional options in the long run. So you know, if you're getting XRP, if you're getting Cardano, you know, Polkad, like these are going to give you tremendous returns. Yeah, I do play around with some of the micro caps. But I think you want winners, I think you'd need winners in this space. And just remember this, all these 3,000 that failed. They weren't all rug pulls and scams, there's some great ideas there that just didn't work out. This is a quick-moving space, and there's a lot of volatility, and a lot will fail for sure. And you just want some winners. So just think about that. Again, I'm all for going for the micro caps and those really exciting projects that are just emerging, cool, but make sure that you get some exposure to the major cryptocurrencies because the growth is going to be absolutely wild as we go for Michael Saylor. Right now, sitting on over $1 billion in unrealized profit. You know, I thought for sure this guy was gonna go under and get liquidated. You heard me hypothesize that, and so far it hasn't happened. Now, he's not out of the woods yet, we will see, but man, if this guy makes the next bull run, and he's able to hold on to all those bitcoins, that massive exposure to crypto, man, give this guy the award of the century for being a little bit crazy. Maybe a little bit dangerous, but getting the job done. We will see. He's still got a little bit, I think, before he's out of the woods. You know, what the see is there anything and traditional finance, the banks that go under, you know, significant banks, you know, problems in real estate, specifically commercial real estate. I wouldn't say he's out of the woods, but it's looking good, and man, you can only imagine how big that's gonna get over time, that $1 billion and unrealized profit if he's able to hold on here. So far, he has, so congrats to him, big believer in crypto, good to see him. You know, here Brad Garlinghouse is talking about the trifecta base, secondly, you know, just a beating of the SEC. And those three major victories. Number 1, and probably the biggest of all, the programmatic sales rolling. The fact that XRP traded on the secondary market, even if sold by Ripple, is not a securities offering, you know. No one is giving Ripple directly money expecting their efforts to grow at. They're just buying XRP. They could be buying from me. I'd sell, but they could be buying from you. You probably ain't selling, but they just don't know. And so the judge said those types of sales on the secondary market, not securities offerings, massive for Ripple, just huge for XRP. And I think crypto in general, they're going to be very hard for them to pivot to Cardano to, you know, link to Polkad, one of these other cryptos, and get a different result, because the decision was well thought out, well written. And I think it applied the law perfectly, number to the fact that the SEC could not jump straight to appeals. It's really funny how the script has been flipped on them, isn't it? The fact that they were trying to delay for so long, and now they need to hurry up, they need to be quick. And you know, time is not on their sides. We now can use, or at least Ripple, we don't get a decision here. But Ripple can use time as a weapon against them. It's quite funny. And lastly, another big victory, with the SEC dropping charges against the co-founders, Chris Larsen, Brad Garlinghouse, the fact that, you know what, when they sold XRP, that's not a securities offering. And, you know, the SEC doesn't want to go to court over that issue, because number 1, they will lose. And number 2, a lot of bad stuff can come out. So again, I think that selling XRP in the secondary market, that is the one thing the SEC wanted more than anything else. So I'll tell you, it's all about Ripple and raising funds. And it's not about us, it's not about the secondary market, they're full of it. The SEC only cares about that secondary market. They wanted to jump from this case to Coinbase. They wanted to control the whole space. They wanted to throw a lot of cryptos off the market and be very hostile. And Judge Torres just smacked them right in their stupid faces, and applied the law as it should be done. What an amazing, amazing victory. And that ruling about XRP is massive for everyone. Coinbase, Binance, and crypto in general, it was a huge, huge victory over a runaway and out-of-control SEC. Now Brad Garlinghouse feeling that the SEC could be feigned towards crypto, and essentially, where they're gonna go from here, where's their pivot? How are they going to get a better result than they did against Ripple? And I'm not sure they have a lot of places to go other than to throw their hands up and tell Congress, look, you want us to do more here, you got to give us authority, which is what Gary said when he took over. That was his original position, that they don't have enough authority, and they need to be granted more by Congress. But when that didn't happen, he tried to go, you know, wild wild west and just make up his own laws, and it didn't work out. And essentially, I think they're just gonna have to sit back and say, this is all we can do. Our hands are tied here. There's not much we can do to regulate this space outside of going after fraudsters and scammers. That stuff is never legal, no matter what type of market you're in. And that's going to be about it. They are kind of out of, I think, ways to pivot here. They'll have to try to get out of this Coinbase case, and out of this Ripple case, title up with some semblance of a victory, but there's not much money to be had here. To be honest, they can waste people's time a little bit. But I don't see how they're going to get a good result. And really, if we see any traction versus Binance, that's probably going to be more of a DOJ victory there than an SEC. Let me know what you think down below. And as always, please like, please subscribe. See you later, bye.